friends. Well, I thought I'd give you something a little extra special today. First off, I want to say, have yourself a fantastic day. Actually, I hope you stick around for a while. But, yeah. Hey, it is now Friday. The 29th of December 2017, I believe. Yep. It's still 2017. Got a couple of more days, and then we're gonna have ourselves a fantastic new year. Well, we're gonna try to have a fantastic new year. So I'm gonna try something a little bit different today. Today I am gonna try to have, well, I don't know exactly how to put it, but we're gonna have a subject. I've been thinking all day yesterday about this subject, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to talk about this subject, and I'm going to take you along for a little bit of a ride, and yeah. So, sit back, enjoy, and relax as I take you on this little journey we're about to go on, hopefully. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, let me get some shout-outs out there. I have a really good friend of mine who also happens to be a critic of mine, and she is amazing. She listened to yesterday's podcast, and she says that she liked it the way it was. No video, nothing to look at. That way she could play it in the background. And it's more like listening to the talk radio or something like that. So I have decided that is the route we're going to take. I am going to, I'm going to leave you in the background. Wait, no, that's not right. I am going to turn off the camera, and I'm going to do this podcast style. And also, if it works, hopefully it does, you'll be able to see for the first time my new editing software. So hopefully it works. Hopefully you can see words on the screen and all that good stuff. So, but today what I want to talk about is, it's actually quite simple. It is the quote-unquote, air quotes here, man den. Now, a man den, in my opinion, doesn't have to be just for the male sex. Yeah, I said the S word. Get over it. It can also be for women, and it should not be called necessarily a man den, as much as it should be called a den, or a meditation spot, or a place that is just your own. Just separate from anything else. It's just you, by yourself. It's your space. You can do whatever you want to in your space. And that is today what I'm going to talk about, is your space. You know, as most of us, I'm sure, are adults in this room, we all need to have our own space, our own place to either meditate or be in a mindful state, or be able to relax and do our own thing without being bombarded by other people's stuff or people coming through our space and bothering us. And I know it sounds kind of selfish, but sometimes in order to put your family first or help other people in your life, you have to take care of yourself. And unfortunately, that it requires you to be taking care of yourself in hopefully a quiet, methodical way where you can rebuild or heal or make yourself happy. And for me, ideally, someday down the road, I live for the future, I swear I do. I would like to have a man space, or a den, or a man cave, if you will. A place where I can kind of relax and be able to do whatever I feel like doing. Have a pipe filled with tobacco or marijuana, if I so choose, or to have a glass of brandy or sherry, to be able to sit in silence or watch, an old man movie, like Scarface or The Big Lebowski or The Scent of a Woman, where I can feel masculine, manly, be myself, and enjoy my time, where I can unwind, if you will, from either the previous day or the previous week. And so, for me, my man den is very 1920s, very cigar inspired, leather lounge chairs that are very low to the ground in a very rustic brown leather, possibly a bearskin rug. The finer things in life, at least the finer things in life that were the finer things in the 20s. I am a big fan of really beautiful old 1920s wood paneling. My space, I would love to have paneling on the walls in a real dark mahogany stain, and I would love to have it so that I have a bar and a fireplace and a nice television above the fireplace, someplace that's warm and cozy, where you feel like you could kick off your slippers and run your feet through the bear skin rug and just be in a tranquil environment. Possibly have a old phonograph, that record player, old-fashioned record player, in the corner of the room, playing big band music, from the 20s, very Rat Pack, old school. That is my space. That is where I would love to be, where I would have a glass of sherry in one hand and a cigar in the other, and your best friend at your feet, and just relax. So I encourage you to think about what kind of space would be ideal for you. Depending on what you like to do. Some people are into crafts and want to do bookkeeping or scrapbooking, or a place to sit with a good book, and it's all curled up, on a rainy day kind of environment where you have a book in your hand and you're just reading all day long. Some people are into pottery, and I'm just so encouraging here, hopefully, to ask you what your space is like. I'm really curious what ideally your space would be. What are you into? I know my wife, she would love a library, a room that is filled from floor to ceiling with really good books and a great big comfortable chair and just pure happiness for her. It's just sitting and reading and relaxing and being able to indulge in a good story. So that is her space, and I know this because I've been with her now for many, many years, and she always talks about how much she loves to read. So that is kind of my take on the whole man den. Ideally, I would like my space to be in a shed. And I know it sounds really kind of weird, a shed. And every time I say the word shed, instantly in my mind I get I get the south of Wales, or some place where it's wet and cold, and there's old, rakes and hoes and wheelbarrows and stuff in this little teeny shed. And no, that's not exactly my ideal location. They make these sheds now made out of cedar, big, beautiful cedar sheds. I would say probably a 12 by 16 shed would be really, really ideal. And I say a lot. It would be ideal, a cedar shed, insulated walls, have electricity running through the walls, and then put up beautiful, beautiful paneling. Have you ever seen the TV show Keeping Up Appearances? Mr. Rumbold's office is kind of what I'm thinking. It's not exactly like that. That was more of a real browny color, real kind of washed out brown. I think that was actually painted on the wood paneling to simulate wood, but I would want more of a mahogany stain with a kind of a reddish tone to it, and then also kind of maybe some sort of lacquer or something to give it a little bit of a shine. Maybe some sconces on either side of the fireplace. Just real earthy and real down to earth, real nice and relaxing. So use your imagination and think of your ideal place. And I would love to read in the comments section down below what your thoughts are on what your ideal den space would be. So anyways, I just wanted to leave you there with that thought. Also, come check me out on Instagram if you are on Instagram and you're curious of what I've got going on and some of the photographs I take. Usually I do take pictures of myself, but usually I'm really kind of taking a lot more pictures of a little more random things that catch my eye and my interest. I just took a picture yesterday of a owl in the snow, and it was beautiful. So yeah, come check me out over there. You can find me there at Graham's Garden on Instagram. I'm no longer on Facebook, so you're not going to be able to find me on Facebook, but I'm on Instagram. And if you want to send me one of them old-fashioned things called email, you can find me on Graham's Secret, at Graham's Secret Garden on Gmail. That's a good place there to find me. I want to give some shout outs out there to some of my really good friends on YouTube. If you haven't seen any of their channels, I highly recommend going and checking these people out. The first one is Simon and his buddies. He's at 50 Shades of Green, and I'll tell you what, that guy really is an inspiration to me. He's definitely artistic and a good heart, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful man. And so I highly recommend going and checking him out. His name is Simon at 50 Shades of Green. Another amazing person I highly recommend you go check out. Really good friend of mine as well. Her name is Babs, and you can find her, I believe the name of her channel is Babette is in the Garden, and I highly recommend checking her out. This time of year there's not a whole lot going on, but a lot of death. But very soon her garden grows a little faster than most, so go check out Babs. She is absolutely awesome, and I think she's got a friend there named Gordon. There's also a friend she's got, I believe his name is Willie. He's currently on vacation from what I understand, and he's traveling around. But go check her channel out. She is awesome. Another good friend of mine, which you probably haven't heard of, ha ha ha. I don't talk about him very often, but he's a really good friend of mine. His name is JT Bear. So if you go and type in there in the search bar here on YouTube, you type in JT Bear, you will find his channel, and he's got a ton of good a ton of channels. He does all kinds of stuff, from kitchen stuff and cooking to hot pepper reviews and all kinds of good stuff. And while you're there, you might as well also check out his wife as well. She is awesome. And I don't remember the name to her channel, but if you go to JT Bear's channel there and select other channels, her channel is listed in there. And at least it was, I believe, the last time I checked. Another one I want you to check out is another good friend of mine. I call him Mr. T, but we call him in the YouTube world Revto. And Mr. T is absolutely awesome, and he's got all kinds of hydroponics and hot peppers and all kinds of good stuff there too. And if you are a cannabis lover and you like cannabis, there's another good guy. Actually, there's a bunch of them, but there's one good guy in particular I highly recommend checking out. His channel puts on some amazing videos. His name is Bingus, and that's all it is. Bingus, Bingus, and he is awesome. Revto. Yes, Revto was in my head again. Get out of my head, Revto. I'm going to give you one more to go check out for the cannabis friends of mine. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend it. This guy is amazing as well. His name is Primo Kush, and he is in Hawaii. And he is awesome, and he does a pajama party on Friday nights. And so if you want to get involved with possibly winning some prizes and just hanging out and having a good time with a bunch of other 420 people, I highly recommend checking out Primo Kush and his channel. And while I'm at it, might as well throw Grandmaster Level. Go check out Grandmaster Level. If you want information on how to grow cannabis, that is the primo location to go. So definitely go check out Grandmaster Level. All right, I've thrown a ton of them out there, and I know I've probably not mentioned all of you, and I'm sure I totally messed up and didn't do a whole lot, and I don't mean it. I don't mean it on purpose. I don't want to be horribly rude or mean. I send my love out to all of my friends and creators here on YouTube. You guys are the whole purpose. YouTube is what it is because of people like you. And it's not the big multi-million subscriber people that keep YouTube running no matter what YouTube wants to say. I'm sorry, I disagree. I think it is all of the small creators. They are the ones that keep this boat moving forward. And so grab an oar and create. Don't forget to check out everybody down in the comments section of my video here, or my podcast actually, and check them out. Check out their channels. And if you like what you see, subscribe to their channel. Give them the love and support that you give me. And, well, until next time, you all have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me here. And until then, bye for now.